Hello and welcome to Chef Carter's Cooking Corner. So today on Chef Carter's Cooking Corner, I am going to show you how to make savory meat hand pies using leftovers. So I actually made two, and this is the second one, and I'll show you how I made each of those. But basically what a hand pie is you take leftovers. For example, this right here is my leftover Italian sausage with peppers and onions and a little tomato sauce. And so I cut the sausages up so they would fit in the hand pie better. And then once you have your fillings prepared, they go on top of a prepared pie crust. Now you could make your own pie crust, or this is just a store-bought pie crust. And I'm going to fill that with my leftovers. All right, so here's the first one, and so I'm going to take my time in arranging the food here because you want it kind of centered for one thing, and then you also need to leave a bit of a gap or space between the edge of the crust and the filling itself so that you're going to be able to seal it. All right, so here we go. I know I'm taking this so slow, but I want it to be right. And this is the first time in a long time I've made a hand pie. And actually, this is the first time I've made a savory meat pie. I've done like apple hand pies, kind of like those apple turnovers you get. Like the ones I like are from Arby's. Have you ever had those? Those things are so good. And if you have, let me know in the comments if you've had those before. And what's your favorite, apple or cherry? I don't know. I think cherry is mine, but I like the apple too. All right, so you see here what I'm doing is I'm just kind of pinching the top crust to the bottom crust. And I'm actually going to go around this twice to make sure it's well sealed. All right, so this one I was able to seal the best. And you'll see in a second, well, in a couple minutes, how my other one came out. But you just kind of go around and fold the edge onto itself and do it at least twice. All right, see how pretty that is? Now you could put the cheese on the inside, and that's fine. But you'll see in a second what I did was I baked my crust first, and it will go into a 400 preheated oven at 400 degrees. That's Fahrenheit. And it'll take about 30 to 40 minutes in the oven. So then I did have a little bit of a blowout, even though I put my cuts at the top. But that's okay. It'll still taste good. So I put my cheese on top, and then I baked it until the cheese was caramelized. Doesn't that look good? So let me show you a cross section of that. I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half. All right. All right, there we go. Cutting it in half with a serrated knife, which I think would probably work best. And then you can see what it looks like in the middle, and it's nice and yummy. So here's the second one. There's my pie. This one I'm going to put spinach inside of it. Now spinach will release a lot of water when it's cooked. All right, and so I'm trying to use the spinach up because I've had it for a minute. All right, now I put flour on top, just a couple spoonfuls, and then I toss the spinach in the flour, and the flour is going to absorb the liquid that's released by the spinach. So you don't have to worry about, about it being soggy. I'm also going to season the spinach a little bit with just a touch of Lawry's. I don't want to use a lot of salt because my other ingredients are already well seasoned, and we're going to be putting cheese in this, and cheese is salty as well. So this time I just put one Italian sausage cut up. All right, and then got a little messy with that, so what I'm doing is just kind of rearranging. All right, and now on this one I'm actually going to put bacon as well. And so I made bacon a couple days ago, and I don't want it to go bad, so I'm going to put it here. And I had a couple burnt pieces, so that's what I put to the side there. So here we go. All right. So you will want to brush that flour away from the edge because that will prevent it from sealing. All right, so there's one piece of cheese. I had one piece of provolone left, so I just used that. So again, I'm just kind of using my leftovers, and I got lots of this Italian cheese. And it's just a blend of different Italian cheeses, you know, mozzarella, Parmesan, Romano. I forget what other cheeses are in it, but it has a nice blend. So if I had thought about it, I think I would have added a touch of Italian seasoning. Okay, now I tried to get fancy and add an egg. That was a bad call. I probably should have put the egg behind the ingredients, and then maybe it would have worked out better. But I made it work, okay? Because, you know, even the best of us, when we cook, you know, things don't turn out the way we want to. But that's okay. We make it work. Check it out. I'm still going to make it seal. Or not make it, but it's still going to be able to be sealed. All right, check it out, check it out. So we work it, and check, I'm kind of proud of myself what I did with this mistake. You know, I always think of Bride of Chucky, where she was like comparing herself to Martha Stewart and saying, we improvise. And so that's what you have to do in cooking a lot. You have to improvise. And so that's what I did here. So I'm like, so my egg spilt out. Yes, it's a little messier than I wanted it to be, but I'm going to make it work. So what I ended up doing after I sealed it, I actually got a pastry brush and I put the egg all around the crust. And what that's going to do is it's going to actually kind of glaze over the crust and make it have a better texture and a better color. And so, and it actually adds more flavor to the crust as well. So you see me doing that, working it, just kind of picking it up with the brush and pulling it up, or, you know, like Bob Ross would say, it was a happy little accident. Man, Bob Ross, he's from Indiana too, by the way, for some Indiana trivia. I actually saw him one time in Anderson, Indiana. It was not hard to miss him because he had that big afro. And he actually filmed a lot of his episodes. He had a studio at Ball State in Muncie, Indiana, you know. And so, you know, someone else I've seen that's from Indiana is Jim Davis, the creator of Garfield. And so he'd always drive around. I think he had a Cadillac, and he actually had a restaurant in Muncie. All right, and it was sustainable too. So there is my second one, and I'm gonna, it's kind of hard to see the middle, so let me pick that up for you. Yep. So there we go. And so I was like, oh, well, that's kind of a pretty cross section. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna plate this up. So I actually did, I replated it. So, you know, of course this would feed about 2 to 3 people, and you could serve like a side salad with it. You know, serve a dipping sauce, whatever sauce you like. I would serve a tomato dipping sauce. That would be so good. A marinara. Yummy, yummy. So I do want to remind everyone to stay safe out there. Make sure you're wearing your mask, because when we both wear our mask, the rate of transmission goes down below 2%. So let's make sure we're keeping each other safe, and especially your loved ones. All right, so I want to thank you so much for stopping by Chef Carter's Cooking Corner. Remember to like, subscribe, share, tell other people about my channel, and then that way my channel will grow and I'm able to help more people. All right, thank you for stopping by Chef Carter's Cooking Corner. I will see you next time.